This guy wanna be rich. I mean, really rich. The whole story started on a hot Tuesday morning in downtown Atlanta, in a rundown apartment where the ceiling fan squeaked like a rat on caffeine. Leroy Banks, a 34-year-old man with big dreams and a wallet emptier than a politician's promise, was sitting on a worn-out couch eating instant noodles for breakfast again. He was the kind of guy who always believed his big break was coming. Every week, he played the state lottery like it was his religion. His three best friends, Trey, Marcus, and Deshaun, always told him, "Bro, use that lottery money to fix your car or pay your rent." But Leroy would laugh. "Man, I'm gonna hit big one day, and y'all gonna be my butlers." That Friday evening, Leroy's luck exploded like fireworks. He scratched his latest lottery ticket with a borrowed coin and his hands froze. The numbers matched. Every single one. $3 million? He shouted so loud the entire neighborhood thought someone got shot. He danced in the street barefoot, yelling, "Mama, we made it!" Though his mama had disowned him 3 years ago for selling her microwave to pay a phone bill. When the news spread, Trey, Marcus, and Deshaun rushed to his apartment, hugging him, laughing, and saying, "Man, this is your blessing. Just be smart, bro. Don't waste it." But Leroy had already changed. He leaned back, sunglasses on at night, cigar in hand like a rapper in a low-budget music video. "Smart? Please, you broke monkeys don't know what being rich feels like. Get out of my way before I mistake y'all for my bodyguards." The next day, Leroy walked into a luxury car dealership wearing fake designer shades and sweatpants that still smelled like instant noodles. "Give me that red Ferrari," he barked. The salesman smiled politely. "Sir, that's $450,000. Leroy grinned, pulled out a stack of cash, and slammed it on the table. "Keep the change, my man." He drove out blasting rap music, nearly crashed into a lamppost, and screamed, "I'm the king of Atlanta!" That was just the beginning. He rented the presidential suite at the Grand Crown Hotel for $3,000 a night, threw wild parties every other evening, and showered strangers with champagne and money like he was allergic to saving. He became known as Lotto Leroy, the man who tipped waiters with iPhones and threw $100 bills off balconies. Women flocked to him like bees to spilled soda. One girl, Chanel, told him she loved him on the third day of meeting him. He bought her a diamond necklace worth $80,000, though she spelled his name wrong on Instagram. When Trey, Marcus, and Deshaun came to visit, they were shocked. Leroy sat on a golden chair like a king, surrounded by women and bottles of Dom Perignon. Trey tried again. "Leroy, bro, you gotta invest, man. Buy a house. Start a business." Leroy laughed so hard he almost choked on shrimp. "Invest? What am I, Bill Gates? Get out of here, you broke monkeys. You smell like overdraft fees." Within 3 weeks, Leroy had spent $2.6 million. He'd rented limousines, gone on weekend trips to Miami, and even bought a gold-plated watch he couldn't read. He didn't buy a house. "Hotels got maids, baby," he'd say, and didn't save a dime. One night, while partying at a rooftop bar, he decided to buy drinks for everyone in the club. The bill came out to $120,000. When his accountant, a man he hired just because he liked his tie, warned him he was down to his last few $100,000, he sneered, "Man, don't tell me about numbers. I got more money coming. I'ma start a record label." He didn't start a record label. He bought 2 jet skis instead. By week 4, the Ferrari was gone, repossessed. Chanel, his girlfriend, blocked him. The hotel kicked him out after his card bounced. The same guy who once wore Versace robes was now wearing the same hoodie for 3 days straight, eating gas station hot dogs and asking, "Y'all take lottery tickets as payment?" On a rainy Monday morning, Leroy stood outside his old apartment complex, soaked, clutching a plastic bag with all his clothes in it. He had $12.75 left. He went to Trey's house first, knocked on the door, drenched and defeated. Trey opened it, took one look inside. "Leroy, look at you, man." Marcus and Deshaun came to the door too, arms crossed, trying not to laugh. Leroy mumbled, Fellas, I messed up. I ain't got nowhere to stay. Y'all got room? For a moment, there was silence. Then Marcus burst out laughing. Room? You mean for the same guy who told us to get out of his way because we were broke monkeys? Deshaun added, Man, we still broke, but at least we ain't stupid. They all laughed hard. Leroy tried to smile but couldn't. Please, y'all, I just need a place for a few nights. Trey shook his head, still chuckling. Nah, Lotto Leroy, you didn't listen when you were on top. Maybe the lesson's at the bottom. He closed the door slowly, leaving Leroy standing in the rain, watching the light from inside fade away. A week later, Leroy was spotted sitting on a park bench, wearing flip-flops and holding a half-empty soda. A kid walked by and asked, Hey, mister, are you the guy who was on the news for winning the lottery? Leroy sighed and nodded. Yeah, kid, that was me. The kid smiled. Wow, you must be rich. Leroy gave a bitter laugh. Yeah, I used to be rich in money. Now I'm rich in mistakes. And as the sun set behind them, the wind carried his muttered words. Never call your broke friends monkeys. They might be the only ones who care when the bananas run out.